Good night, sweet dreams. Chapter 9. The Happy Underground Home. The waters rose slowly till they were lapping at Peter's feet, and to pass away the time till they made their final mouthful. Peter stared at the only visible thing on the lagoon. It looked like a piece of floating paper. After a while, Peter noticed a strange thing. The object was obviously there with a purpose, for it was fighting the tide. It was none other than the never bird, trying hard to reach Peter on its nest. She was working her wings strongly, the way she had learned naturally, since the nest fell into the water and was successful in navigating her strange craft across the water. The fatigued bird was coming to save Peter by giving him her nest, even though it had her eggs in it. In a Herculean effort, she propelled the nest against the rock. Then she flew up, leaving behind her eggs to make her motive clear to Peter. Grabbing the nest, Peter waved his thanks to the bird as she hovered overhead, but she did not hover there to receive his thanks. but to see what Peter did with her eggs. Peter lifted up the two huge white eggs and thought deeply. Then he placed the eggs inside Starkey's hat, which he had kept on the rock during the fight and forgot all about. Peter released the head into the water and it floated wonderfully. The Never bird saw through Peter's plan and screeched her appreciation. Peter crowed his agreement in a boastful manner. Then he climbed into the nest and using his hands as oars rowed it towards the island. The bird flew down on the head and sat on her legs. They drifted off in different directions, each cheering their moves. There were great celebrations when Peter reached the underground home almost as soon as the kite that had carried Wendy there. Every boy had his adventure to narrate. But probably the greatest adventure was that all of them were many hours late for bed. Shocked by the lateness of the hour, Wendy exclaimed, "To bed, to bed." Her voice was such that the boys had no choice but to obey. An important outcome of the clash with the pirates on the lagoon was that it made the Redskins their friends. Peter had saved Tiger Lily's life and her braves were indebted to Peter to do anything for him. They named him Peter the Great White Father and prostrated themselves before him. Peter enjoyed this dreadfully. Now we have reached the evening that was to be known as the night of nights because of the adventures this particular night had on offer. Of course, they did not know what would happen before the night was out. None of them was aware, and maybe it was best not to know, as this gave them one more happy hour. This was because it was to be their last hour on the island. They sang, danced, and made merry. The dance was boisterous and more of a pillow fight on the bed than a dance. But after it was over, they went to bed to listen to Wendy's story. This was the story which Wendy told them often, and one that Peter did not like much, but today he stayed to listen. Good night.